What if fate were setting the stage for the greatest reunion in the modern NFL? Imagine the scenario: a packed stadium, lights shining brightly in the Pittsburgh sky, and Aaron Rodgers walking to the line of scrimmage with an old ally by his side, someone who knows his gestures, his vision, and even his silences. The 2025 season has barely begun, but behind-the-scenes rumors are already buzzing with potential changes to the championship narrative and rekindle a bond that has yet to be completely severed. A reunion between Rodgers and one of his former favorite targets from the Green Bay Packers may be closer than it seems, and it's not just a nostalgic fantasy, but a strategic move that would make perfect sense for two franchises with very clear goals. The Steelers-Packers matchup, scheduled for Week 8 on Sunday Night Football, already carries a huge emotional weight. On one side, the Steelers' new quarterback is trying to prove that he can still be decisive. On the other hand, the franchise that saw him shine for years is now placing its hopes in Jordan Love. But what few are realizing is that this confrontation could be just the culmination of something much bigger, a behind-the-scenes move that would reunite Rodgers and Christian Watson, the sprinter who once symbolized the future in Green Bay, but who now sees his position threatened amid a roster full of new talent. The situation in Green Bay is clear. The wide receivers room is full of promising names, with players like Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, and Savion Williams gaining space, and with Watson's history of injuries tarnishing his consistency, the balance is starting to tip. And if the Packers really want to make room and capitalize on a talent that can still deliver, the time for a trade is now. As for Pittsburgh, which has Aaron Rodgers on a one-year contract, time is also short, and each move needs to be calculated as if it were the last. Imagine the impact of an offense, with DK Metcalf on one side and Watson on the other, under a Rodgers who is thirsty for revenge and hungry for a ring. Despite Watson's recovery from a torn ACL, the timing of his potential return late in the season could be just the thing to turn the Steelers into true contenders. The connection is there. The trust is there. All that's missing is the opportunity. Christian Watson, the 34th overall pick in the 2022 draft, hasn't quite reached the superstar level many expected. But flashes of explosiveness, especially on deep routes, have shown what he can do when healthy. In 38 games, he has 98 receptions, more than 1,600 yards, and 14 touchdowns. Rodgers knows this. He's seen it up close. He's led it. This is where the emotional factor meets the technical factor. Rodgers, at 41, knows there's no time to waste. He's in Pittsburgh for one reason: to end his career on a high note. And to do that, he needs reliable weapons with built-in chemistry and the potential to disrupt the game. Watson could be just that, if Green Bay is willing to trade. What about you? Can you feel the tension building? Can you imagine the epic storyline that could unfold with this reunion? The NFL is a stage where the biggest moments are born from bold decisions, and this trade could be the next big move that defines not just a season, but a narrative that will be told for years to come. If you love the drama, strategy, and behind-the-scenes action of the NFL as much as we do, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. We have analysis like this every day, focusing on the details that truly change the game. Now we want to hear from you. Should Pittsburgh go all in on Christian Watson? Does Rodgers deserve this chance to rewrite his story alongside such an explosive piece? Comment below. Your opinion could further spark this conversation that's just beginning. The possible trade between the Steelers and Packers, considering the rumors and the current context of the two rosters, would revolve around the following. Scenario: Steelers receive Christian Watson, WR, speedster with a history of chemistry with Aaron Rodgers, currently recovering from a cruciate ligament, ACL injury. Packers receive 4th or 5th round pick in the 2026 draft, conditional, may increase in value depending on Watson's or the Steelers' performance this season. Or, Steelers rotational defensive player such as Mark Robinson, LB James Pierre, CB, if still on the roster, or another young defensive depth player. Justifications for the trade. Steelers need more depth and explosiveness in the receiving core, especially on long routes. Having Watson alongside DK Metcalf and Pat Freiermuth would give Aaron Rodgers more firepower to chase the Super Bowl in his final year. Packers. They already have a surplus of young talent at the position, including Jaden Reed, Dontavion Wicks, Matthew Golden, and Savion Williams. Taking advantage of Watson's market value, even with an injury, would be a smart way to free up space and gain draft capital or defensive reinforcement. This trade would be especially interesting if it included conditions tied to Watson's number of games played or statistical performance, reducing the risk for the Steelers.